Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download at www.audibletrial.com/comedy podcast network. Over 100,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
There, everybody, welcome to the Sports podcast. This is Joel Anderson.
This is Jordan Pomaville.
Joining us, as always, that is Phil Ranta.
The Sports Outsider, yes.
Yes, the Sports Outsider. I almost
God,
forgot
this whole new intro is just weird. You're pronouncing things more clearly. It's weird.
This is the Sports podcast with this, and that.
I don't want to be that.
Well, it's a little late
I am
for
the
that.
Sports Outsider. I don't know anything about sports. You guys speak clearly.
You could be these.
Yeah,
With
hey,
this,
take a
that,
look at
and
these.
these.
Hey, take a look at these. Hey.
And are we all ready, though,
What?
this week?
Yeah.
4th of July podcast?
Yes, 4th of July.
Sports.
All right,
Okay.
stop. Okay, do it.
Somebody's got to tell the percussion section.
All right. Oh, Joel,
A-Rod
you
is
and
playing
the
this.
sports songs.
That might be my favorite part of the podcast, though.
I'm excited for the 4th of July.
Yeah.
I am. I always,
Fun week.
gonna grill. I'm gonna get ready. Percussion.
Alex. Yeah. We're done.
Alex,
took my
he
microphone.
just wants to help. Alex
Yeah.
Rodriguez. He really
And
does.
yet he has not managed to actually help us even once
Yeah.
since we acquired him via trade from the Yankees.
That's too bad.
For the goddamn mystery box.
Hey, he is my best good friend. A-Rod.
All right, so 4th of July.
Yeah.
Independence Day.
You know what that means? Another Tecmo Super Bowl video.
I don't-
YouTube.com/comedypodnet.
I thought we saved the promos for the end of the show.
Nope. There's game 2, week 2 of the Detroit Lions playing their season. Make sure to check it out. YouTube.com/comedypodnet.
All
Are
right,
you,
so
are you running the ball with Barry Sanders? At least a little bit?
You'll find out.
Oh, man. You
Yeah.
pass too much. It's Rodney Peete is your quarterback.
Yeah, I know. He's
Not a great
terrible.
quarterback.
No, he's bad.
I mean,
outwardly bad.
legitimately, actually, in retrospect, among Lions quarterbacks since, 1957, he's pretty good in that company.
That's sad.
It is extremely sad.
His little 8-bit character ain't so good.
Phil, what are your 4th of July plans?
My 4th of July plans?
Gonna toss around the old pigskin? You gonna play a game of catch? Maybe
Ooh.
get some more guys, play some pickle?
You know what I think I'm going to do?
What?
I'm going to eat some pig flesh. Cooked.
Yeah.
Cooked pig flesh.
That sounds disgusting.
Well-
What? Cooked pig flesh.
Well,
You like
I don't know that it's flesh.
Ooh.
I believe what you're eating are bits and pieces of organs and
Yeah.
other bodily tissues.
Put it
There
through
we
the
go.
grinder. I love it.
No, I love 4th of July because it's like summer Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it is.
And it's so much better than Thanksgiving in that respect. 'Cause
Yeah, the food is better.
I enjoy the barbecue type food.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
like potato salads and hot dogs.
Oh, macaroni salad. Get
Ooh,
some
macaroni
coleslaw.
salad. Yeah.
I am gonna be in Beaver Island, Michigan, with my family.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not funny, Phil. It's not.
Woo. Beaver Island. Look out.
Okay, it's just the name of the island. It's named that because it's shaped like a beaver.
Woo. Yeah, it
That's
is.
not that kind of beaver, you sickos.
Yeah.
Right, but you're going to be there with your mom and your sister.
Yeah.
Okay, that's you
Going
can
to Beaver
stop
Island with
right
your mom?
there.
What do we got in the show today?
The loss of my innocence, apparently.
No, we got other things.
News.
We got news.
We
yeah.
absolutely do. We have it's another example of our system of microphones throughout
God.
all of the world of sports.
Oh, yeah, I set those
I don't know
up.
why you hate this so much, Jordan. Most people would kill for a resource like this.
I'll tell you why, because I don't know that this bit actually requires that sort of setup.
What
Yeah.
do you mean bit?
We have a system of microphones set up all over the world and all the sports arenas.
Okay,
I did it.
We have captured actual audio from Manti Te'o
Right.
speaking with his coaches.
We have it's a meeting between GM Tom Telesco of
Yeah.
the San Diego Chargers and new San Diego Charger Manti Te'o.
All
yeah,
right.
pretty great.
It sounds exciting.
And we also have Kris Humphries.
Hey,
back another
he's
week.
back.
We
there
won't
last
be
week.
talking to him. He's just going to do a little solo action.
Whoa.
He's going to give you some 4th of July safety tips. You know, you're going out for the 4th of July. Be safe.
Yeah,
I feel
need those.
pretty bad about last week. Once again, we had him on at a time when he had no choice but to cover his ex-wife.
Yeah, but what are you
We
gonna do?
we keep doing that,
Here's
and
the-
it seems uncanny.
He's gonna have so much
He
fun
is
saying
so-
4th of July tips.
He is so happy
Yeah.
with the segment. He just loves being on the podcast.
I know he does, but I feel bad.
He's a
about it.
reporter. Reporter first.
Right. Basketball player second.
Yeah.
Man with feelings last.
Exactly.
I just can't believe what he said. It was shocking.
Yeah. Oh well. But you know what else we got? We got a weird sport, Phil.
I think we understand why Phil never sets that up himself. That was awful.
Hey, Phil, you got a weird sport? Yeah, we got. You're damn sure. Yep.
All right. So an all-new weird sport. Thanks, Phil.
Hey, you're welcome.
One of the last 22 of those,
Yeah.
as we count them all down.
You sure you're counting right?
I don't know that
This
we
is
are.
episode 77. I don't know.
Yeah, but we didn't have a weird sport in one or two of them.
So we're gonna double up
So
at
we're
the
gonna
end.
double
Yeah.
up. So that means there's gonna be more.
Episode 100 will have as many weird sports as is necessary to do our 100th weird sport.
Exactly. Thank
That
God.
is a promise.
That's gonna be a great episode. America's favorite segment times 3 or 4.
That's how most entertainment works. If it's
Yeah.
America's favorite segment, let's cram as much of it down their throats as we possibly can.
I agree. America's Funniest Home Videos had to have America's Funniest People.
And Who Wants to Be a Millionaire at one point was ABC's entire primetime lineup.
Yeah.
Monday through Friday, 8 to 11, it was Regis.
Who wants to be a millionaire? I'm a troll.
All right. Let's get started.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's go.
News on the Sports podcast with Jordan, Joel, and Phil.
News. Phil, your head bobs like a Muppet.
Does it?
When you say that. Yeah, it's really great to watch.
Nice. I'd
You
like to
should
really
check it
get
out
into my
sometime.
characters.
That's the one dance I can
bob.
do is the Muppet dance.
What,
You
the
say
hands?
that, but I've
Just
seen you
loosely
do it.
move your arms
I've
back
seen
and
you do
forth.
it.
Yeah.
I've seen you. You're really not giving yourself enough credit.
I think that he wanted
I've
to
seen
say
you
that
do
he
this.
didn't do it so that he could show that he could do it.
What? No, I said that's the one dance I can do.
I think that you can do.
HBO reveals team on this year's Hard Knocks. Cincinnati Bengals. Subheadline. But who will be the baseball team on Showtime Original The Franchise?
I've never heard of either of these shows.
They follow teams around.
Oh, boo.
Showtime president David Nevins said the series will return if the right team and right story is found. But the franchise ain't going to be here for 2013, guys.
Aw. Sad saw. You know what? I didn't even know that show existed. So it's a reality show where they follow teams?
Right. The Showtime has the MLB one. But the big one that a lot of people watch is Hard Knocks on HBO.
Yeah.
And the Bengals will be on for the second time in 5 years.
So do they do like confessionals and stuff? Doesn't that take them away from the game?
No, I think they just sort of
It's
let
more
him,
cinema verite.
they let him follow it around, follow the team around. They take cameras into the locker rooms.
It's basically
Ooh, so you get to
NFL
see
films,
Wang? Is it
which
full
is
of
a bunch
Wang?
of professionals.
Is
No.
it a ton of Wang in the locker rooms?
Yes.
So it's HBO. You're going to see some Wang.
I've been watching Game of Thrones, and I was really surprised by the amount of Wang. Like, I was ready for the
Tons of
boobs. Like,
Wang.
Yeah.
I had heard boobs. No,
Yeah.
Guys had told me, oh, Game of Thrones. No one warned me about the dong.
There's dong.
Yeah.
There's a lot of dong. it
Game
turns
of
out.
Thrones
yeah.
very even-handed.
I
At
don't need
least
the even
Jamie
hand.
Lannister is not even-handed anymore. Sting.
Come on. I'm in
Lots of
season
Wang.
one.
Lots and lots of Wang.
Yeah.
So, like Game of Thrones, Hard Knocks will show a lot of Wang.
Yep.
Maybe some Ben Jarvis Green Ellis,
Ooh.
the law firm.
Yes.
It's a player on the the Cincinnati Bengals named Ben Jarvis Green Ellis, who has been nicknamed by Matthew Berry the law firm.
Because it sounds like Ben Jarvis, Green, and Alice, attorneys at law.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah. Phil gets it.
Yep.
The Bengals won the AFC North after appearing on Hard Knocks prior to the 2009 season.
Whoa. So it's a good luck charm is what you're saying.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
like Major League 2 for the Indians.
Yeah. Did they do well after that?
Relatively. Never won the World Series,
Did
though.
they have the
No, they
wild
didn't.
thing?
They did not have the wild thing. Instead, they had Jose Mesa.
Oh, not as exciting of a name as Wild Thing, Charlie Sheen.
No.
Jose Mesa blew a save in Game 7 or something like that.
I believe so. I
Yep.
believe
Oh, I
that
thought
was
that you were digging for a nickname that began with Blue. I'm like, I can't wait to hear what kind of salty nickname this is. And then you're
Yeah.
like,
Little boy Blue. Hey,
Hey.
he needed the money.
Oh, little boy blue got
Could it
on
just
a
be-
shoe and the wang.
Jose Blowjob Mesa.
Yeah.
So he does a blowjob in every save.
Speaking of closers, Alfanso Soriano says Carlos Marmol used to be good. Carlos Marmol says, takes one to know one, dickhead.
Wow, that sounds like heated
Oh.
rhetoric. Heated rhetoric.
After his latest blown save, squandering a 3-run lead to the moribund New York Reds, reporter Paul Sullivan of the Chicago Tribune said he'd never seen Alfonso Soriano so mad. I don't know, Soriano said. It depends on him. He used to be good. I think he's good, but he's lost a little bit of his confidence, and this game is all about confidence. I hope he gets back and becomes the Marmol I know.
What?
Yeah, Carlos Marmol currently has a 6.21 ERA and a 1.73 whip. Alfonso Soriano has been good for the Cubs sometimes.
Yeah.
Not $136 million good.
What?
Yeah,
That's so much money.
This
Reading
is a little
the-
bit pot kettle. Oh,
Cat piss?
God.
Yeah.
Cat
there's
piss
a- there's a-
calling. It's cat piss calling cow farts smelly.
There you go.
Yeah, I like that saying.
Interestingly enough, the ESPN The Magazine just had their money issue, and they printed a list of the 40 highest paid athletes, and Alfonso Soriano was right smack in the middle of it. He's at like 22, making like $21 million a season. You know, and it's this list. Most of the people on the list are very high-performing athletes, and it was all of a sudden you're like, wait, huh? Alfonso Soriano?
I remember when
Sure
he signed
enough.
that contract, and still every year I think to myself, wait, he's still under that deal?
Right?
He's still on the Cubs under that deal, getting paid.
This is the last year of the Barry Zito deal. That's a fun little factoid for you.
I don't understand any of this talk.
Yeah.
Barry Zito's a pitcher for the San Francisco Giants who
Yeah.
was given a, how much? Hundreds of
7
millions.
years, $146 million.
And basically, as soon
Whoa.
as he got it, he went to being
Immediately started stinking it up. And in baseball, all of the money's guaranteed, so they had no choice but to continue paying
See,
him,
that's the
even though
thing.
he
If I
sucked.
was in a 7-year contract and I didn't want to try hard, then it's like I'm under a 7-year contract. What's the incentive to do well?
Well,
I mean,
your
these
pride.
are the most competitive people,
Yeah.
perhaps in the world. You know, they're
Right.
the top of their field. You know, and so, but for a pitcher like Barry Zito, clearly he was trying, but he lost his stuff.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, that's too bad.
Or who knows? Maybe Barry Zito said, "Cha-ching! No more working out for me."
And a lot of people said that the Wild Thing lost his stuff in Major League too, but he came back with a vengeance, throwing that fast cooking fastball.
Yep.
91-year-old sets world bench pressing record
What?
for people over 90 years old.
Oh, so what was it like? I lifted up my pencil. I'm 91 years old, and things are heavy to me that
Oh.
should be very light.
Oh, sorry guys. Sorry, we just played an audio file that was an interview with the 91-year-old.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. I'm sorry. I leaned on the button.
Yeah, lean on the button there, Phil.
Yep. Shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Cy Perlis overcame.
Psy, his first name's Psy.
Cy
Like the
Perlis.
Korean rapper?
No, spelled differently.
Oppa Gangnam Style.
Not spelled like the Greek letter, but S-Y.
Oh, like
Gangnam
the character
Style.
from Deadwood.
Or from Duck Dynasty.
Hey,
Cy
sexy
Perlis.
ladies.
Overcame
Oppa Gangnam Style.
adversity
Sorry, I leaned on the button again.
Yeah.
to set a new world record in the 90 and over weightlifting class. The surprise Arizona native recently competed at the National Push-Pull Bench Press and Deadlifts Championship, and his final hoist of 187.5 pounds was good for the record books. That's better than any of us could do.
That is, that's
Absolutely.
more than
That's
me.
probably at least 60 pounds more than I haven't bench pressed him forever. I could be way overestimating at like 120, but
Yeah.
Perlis, a World War II veteran who did not start lifting until he was 60,
Whoa.
dominated the 85 to 90-year-old age group, or what the men over 90 call the pussy division, before transitioning to the 90 and over class. Okay, he
Yeah.
had to bump up an age bracket.
Do you guys want to see my lipstick glam rock band, the Pussy Division? We're going to be playing this weekend. We're pretty good.
Playing the Roxy.
Yeah.
He had to sit out last year to fix a hernia and implant a pacemaker.
What?
The 91-year-old man who just set the world bench pressing record for people over 90 has a pacemaker.
Yeah. He used it like an iPod for working out, where he feels the jolts in his heart, and then he goes, "Ah, ah," and it helps him.
And it's a shuffle. Every time he gets hit, it's like, give me
gives
the
him a different beat.
boys, soothe my soul.
So his heart's like boom, 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 and then he gets hit, and it's boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Bum, 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 bum.
He has a pacemaker. He can bench and deadlift more than us. Before anyone makes any deadlift jokes, let's be reminded they used to be called health lifts. Prior to the 1970s.
Prior to
Until
my
all
Scream
those
Core
people
band
in the
deadlift.
70s died while doing them, and they changed it to deadlift.
Right.
Back off, ladies. Dude has a wife.
Oh.
He has the young Joan Perlis, who's a saucy 69 years old.
Whoa.
Yeah, pretty
Way
good for a
younger.
91-year-old
It's
guy.
22 years younger. That would be like me dating an 8-year-old.
No, it wouldn't be quite like that.
No, it would be like me dating an 8-year-old. Hey everybody, this is Kris Humphries, and I got the poop on the 4th of July safety tips. Hey, it's very easy to blow your hand off during 4th of July, what with the fire and explosions and basketball and all. So here's some tips to make sure that doesn't happen. Number 1, leave your fireworks to the professionals, because if you light it on fire and don't throw it, your hand is going to become a firework. Never point a firework at someone or their pets. Because why would you point a firework at someone or their pet? That's mean. Number 4, do not attempt to relight a firework. Hey, how poor do you have to be in order to try to relight a firework? Just light a new one, brokey. Never grill indoors, in the garage, under awnings, or beneath anything that could catch fire. Or very long, voluptuous hair like Kim Kardashian. Maybe she should grill too close to it. Light her hair on fire and burn her face to death. Make sure to skip the lighter fluid and instead use an electric or chimney lighter to light newspaper to start the charcoal. There's a lot of rules inside of that rule. I'm confused. If you're going to be outside, remember to apply and reapply sunscreen. Wear a wide-brimmed floppy hat to shield your face, ears, and neck from harmful ultraviolet rays. Ultraviolet rays are what supervillains use to kill good guys. Even if the egg salad or potato salad or macaroni salad has been out in the sun all day, go ahead and eat it. You only live once, and not eating it will offend your neighbors. YOLO. Make sure to stay hydrated. When you sweat, that's water running away from your body like Kim Kardashian ran away from me. So drink water or beer. Both of them are liquids. If you're going to even have one drink on 4th of July, make sure to have a designated driver. Even if you think you're sober, your judgment and senses can be impaired after just one cocktail. And if you've had 10 cocktails, make sure to not get near me because you'll talk my ear off and I'll get bored. Make sure not to mess around with people's hearts. It's just wrong. Drag racing is dangerous, and eating ice cream too fast could result in a brain freeze. And make sure to play basketball. Hey, have a safe and happy 4th of July, everybody, because this is Kris Humphries, and I've got the poop on your holidays. This one's 4th of July.
All right, so we have right now a conversation between Chargers GM Tom Telesco and Manti Te'o.
Yeah, the one with all the microphones we have everywhere in the world to capture all the sports news.
Hello, Mr. Telesco. It was an honor to be drafted for the Chargers. I have always had a great fondness for electricity.
Yeah, thanks. I wanted to sit down and talk with you. We have big plans for you, but with everything that happened, we do have some questions.
I appreciate what Jason Collins did, but I told Oprah I wasn't gay.
No, it's not about that. Of course, we would support you if that was the case, but only after a full apology to Oprah.
Praise be to Oprah.
Amen. Now, as difficult an environment Notre Dame is in the world of college football, there's nothing like the NFL. There's a lot of distractions, but that's why we want you to meet Cindy over here, a San Diego Chargers cheerleader. She'd be thrilled to show you around town.
Oh, hey there, Mateo. I love big Hawaiian muscles.
My name is Monte, and I'm Samoan.
Whatever. You want to hang out or what?
I mean, I think so, but only if it's okay with Mr. Telesco. Is it all right if I take off?
Damn it, Monty. This is what we were afraid of. That's head coach Mike McCoy.
That beautiful lady does not look like Coach McCoy.
It's because it's actually my friend Peter.
Since when is Peter a girl's name? And wait, who's Peter?
He's in drama class with me, and I'm not Chargers GM Tom Telesco. I'm Danny, a junior at Chula Vista High.
This is all very confusing for an academic All-American.
How? This isn't Qualcomm Stadium. It's a swing set at a local park.
You know, I thought you were fucking with me when you said you were talking to Monte Teo on the internet pretending to be Chargers GM.
Right?
Monte, you're fucking stupid, dude.
I owe my education to the rigorous academics of the University of Notre Dame.
For you, the listeners of Sports Podcast, Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial to give you the opportunity to check out their service. I personally recommend a wonderful book called The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. Joel saw the movie. He said that it was okay. To download your free audiobook today, go to audibletrial.com/comedypodcastnetwork. Again, that's audibletrial.com/comedypodcastnetwork for your free audiobook. And now it's time for another Weird Sports! Weird Sports.
Weird it to me.
This week's Weird Sport, Dwile flonking.
Yes, I have been waiting for this one since we started this segment.
Do you know Dwile flonking?
Nope, I was bluffing. What is Dwile flonking?
Why you gotta lie? Why do you gotta lie? Because lies make people sad, and you want to make people sad, you liar.
Only lied briefly.
I'm so angry at you right now. The pastime of Dwile flonking, also known as Dwile flunking.
Oh, you were probably familiar with that.
Yeah, right.
Liar involves two teams, each taking a turn to dance around the other while attempting to avoid a beer-soaked Dwile or cloth thrown by the non-dancing team.
This sounds a lot like You Got Served.
Yep,
Yes.
it's a little bit like it. Let's see you dance, sucker. You got nothing on me. I'm going to throw this Dwile at you. Well, missed.
Beer-soaked rag? That's what a
Yeah.
Dwile
Yeah, a
is?
beer.
Yeah.
Or is it like a doily?
I'm going to go out
A
on a
Dwile
limb.
is just a cloth, but they soak it in beer.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that this was a sport invented at a bar after closing.
Well, let me beat that. I'll let me finish. some
Dwile
stuff
flonking
before
was invented at a museum after class.
that. Yes, Dwile is a knitted floor cloth from the Dutch dwell, meaning mop, and flonk is probably a corruption of the word flong, which is an old past tense of fling. So it's really like Dwile flinging, but they changed it. Let's get into the history, shall we? Since that we were just talking about.
Yeah.
The earliest definitely known game of Dwile flonking was played at the Beckless Festival of Sport in 1966. According to BBC research, no one can remember the score, although team members remembered feeling pretty fragile the following morning. Whether it was emotionally or physically, it does not say.
That is some good journalism.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was before you could say everyone got fucked up and forgot what happened and woke up with bruises.
Yes, because they got Dwile flonked, y'all. There's a reference to the sport which predates the Beckless Festival, originating from the fertile imagination of Michael Bentine, who had a show called It's a Square World on the BBC. A skit in one episode had explorers stumble across a group of natives in the darkest reaches of the English countryside playing the sport. The episode aired sometime between 1960 and 1964 when the show was originally broadcast. So this is probably one of those homegrown things that people knew about, but it didn't really see the light of day.
Yeah.
Wasn't really written about. A bunch of drunkards just knew the game.
Because, again, I'm guessing a bunch of people were cleaning up their bar after they closed, and they had rags that were soaked in beer, and then
Yeah.
somebody was dancing, and they threw it at them, and it just sort of got legs from
Right.
there.
It's kind of like snapping each other with towels.
Right.
Not
Yeah.
really an organized sport, but people know about it, and then they're like, the first time it was an organized sport is this, but it predates homophobia,
Yeah.
I guess.
Also, it seems to be something that you might be doing to take advantage of a younger friend who has maybe just become of age to go to the pub.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
And it's like, oh, well, hey, we do this thing every week
Yeah.
where
Dwile flonking.
where you dance and we throw beer-soaked rags at you.
Oh, what's a Dwile flonk then? Oh, guess I'll participate because I'm one of the boys.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then it just becomes beat the shit out of your younger brother.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what kind of dancing is done?
All right, I'm going to skip the rest of the history and go straight into everyone's favorite part, the rules. According to the Friends of the Lewis Arms, the rules of the game are impenetrable and the result is always contested.
I I like the
This
sound.
sounds like a great sport.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody always argues like, no, we won. No, we won off flogged the Dwile twice as good as he did. Etc. Etc. A dull-witted person is chosen as the referee. They take the idiot. They say, you're the ref. Don't want you to play, big dummy. Oh, you're a plonker. You don't get to play. You get to ref.
The ref is defined as being dull-witted?
Yep. The referee is also known as the Jobbernowl. Oi, Jobbernowl, you sit there and you decide, okay, I'm a big idiot. I hope these rules aren't contested this time around.
Oh, Phil, you leaning the button again.
No, I'm sorry, I leaned on the button.
You played an audio clip from the last Dwile
of a dullard.
flunking.
Yep. The two teams
Championship.
decide who flunks first by tossing a sugar beet.
Of course. Obviously.
Oh, of course.
What?
Okay, so they toss a sugar beet. What happens?
How does that decide who goes first?
I watched a YouTube clip where they showed it. Could not figure it out for the life of me. You see the sugar beet getting thrown, and then they start.
Oh, it's you! It's you!
Yeah.
It's you!
Oh,
sugar
no.
beet! Sugar beet!
These rules are going to be contested. The game begins when the Jobbernowl shouts, "Here you go together." Here you go together. The non-flunking team joins hands and dances in a circle around members of the flunking team. That's right, they join hands and do a little skippity-doo English dance.
All right, so there's teams.
The other people are in the inside and they're seething. They're like, oh, we got a beer-soaked rags. We're going to give them a proper Dwile flunking now. The practice of dancing in a circle is known as girding. Oh, we're girding around the flunkers. Right? The flunker dips his Dwile-dipped driveler, which is a pole 2 to 3 feet long, made from a hazel or yew, into a bucket of beer. That's right, they have to stretch that thing right out there and say, oh, we're going to make it good and wet for a bunch of girders who are, we're going to try to flunk the girders with a Dwile. You hear that, Jobbernowl? No, I don't know, I'm deal with it. All right, so we got it. There's a Dribbler, there's a Jobbernowl. They're girding. They're Dwile flunking. All right. So they spin it in, and then they spin around. All right. If the Dwile misses completely, which is known as a swagger, big swagger and a miss, strike one. When this happens, the flunker must drink the contestants of an ale-filled gazunder, which is a chamber pot, before the wet Dwile has passed from hand to hand along the row of non-girding girders, chanting the ceremonial mantra of pot, 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 pot. Yep.
I have to watch this.
Gross. They have to drink the gazunder, which is a chamber pot, goes under the bed.
So I assume it's not actually filled with shit
No,
or
I'm
piss.
sure that it's just
Put
gross beer. Yeah,
beer
it's
in
just
it.
embarrassing.
Okay.
The full game comprises of 4 snurds, each snurd being one team taking its turn at girding. The Jobbernowl adds interest and difficulty to the game by randomly switching the direction of rotation and will levy drinking penalties on any player found not taking the game seriously enough. But I know what you're thinking right now. What are the point systems looking like?
Yeah.
Well, the points are awarded as follows. There's a +3 for a wanton, which is a direct hit on a girder's head.
Okay.
There's a +2 for a morther or marther, which is a body hit. There's a +1 for a ripple or ripper, which is a leg hit. -1 per sober person at the end of the game. Oftentimes contested. At the end of the game, the team with the most points wins and are awarded a ceremonial pewter known as a gazunder. So for those of you who are falling up behind,
Isn't the gazunder the chamber
pot?
pot?
So they get a nice chamber pot if
right,
they win.
but they get it. It's the ceremonial gazunder, right?
Oh, so maybe not one. Okay. Yeah.
So I'm gonna speed this up for you. The game is Dwile flunking. There's Dwiles, which are rags. There's flunking, which is actually flogging, right? The dull-witted person is the Jobbernowl. The team dancing around is known as girders. The Dwile that misses, it's called a swagger. They have to drink from a chamber pot if that happens, known as a gazunder, and they can get 4 different kinds of points: a wanton, a morther, a ripple, or sober person at the end of the game. You win, you get the ceremonial Gazunder.
This is my favorite weird sport that we have ever done by a long shot.
And we say that a lot, but this time
I really, really fucking mean it.
Yes, it is
Good
British
job,
people
Phil.
being drunk.
Yep.
And going, flopper, knocker, gingo, gango, gongo, pot, 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 pot.
You leaned in the button again. You played.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, in that case, that comes to an end. Another Weird
Citizens of Podcast Town, this brings to a close another Sports podcast. Before we go, and you enjoy your 4th of July weekend, Phil would like to give you some contact information.
You can email us at sportspodcast@gmail.com. That's sportspodcast@gmail.com. You can tweet at us at sports3podcast. That's at sports3podcast. While you're there, wish us happy 4th of July. You can tweet at us at sports. Did I just repeat that? You can find us on Facebook by searching Sports Podcast. Your little top bar thingy. You can find us on Stitcher Radio. Download the Stitcher app today at Stitcher.com and search Sports Podcast. You can find us on YouTube by going to YouTube.com/ComedyPodNet. While you're there, make sure to check out me playing as the Detroit Lions in Tecmo Super Bowl. You can find us on iTunes. Search for Sports 3 Space Podcast. That's Sports 3, all one word, Space Podcast. And make sure to rate and review while you're there because it helps out big time. Or find all of our back episodes at ComedyPodcastNetwork.com.
You know what you did with that Twitter foul up?
What'd I do?
You shamed America.
No, I'm sorry. I'm moving to China. Bye.
He meant right now is what he meant by
He
that.
absolutely meant that.
He is running so fast. Does he know how far it is to China? I think he should probably slow down a little.
I'm almost there, guys.
A lot of fireworks. A lot of fireworks there.
All right, lights off.
You have received this transmission from the Comedy Podcast Network. For more shows, visit comedypodcastnetwork.com.